Mike Tedeschi, Portfolio Manager over at Perspective Wealth Planning. In this video, we're going to take a look at 4 stocks that have just reported earnings and have had some large moves. We're going to take a look at Dollar Tree, Nvidia, Alibaba, and Baidu in today's video. Let's start with the biggest mover today, and that would be Dollar Tree. I want to back this chart up quite a ways here. Now we've got 10 years of data on our chart. There was a major price resistance level in that 120 zone, where essentially we spent the majority of the last decade running into that area, and we really traded in between this 60 and 120 level. We had that breakout at the end of last year, and this was a leadership name for the majority of this year, but it fell off a cliff when Target and Walmart reported their earnings a week or so back, and it looked like the entire consumer retail sector of the market was really getting hit. However, Dollar Tree was unable to fall back below the lows of the year or that breakout spot, and they put earnings out and they had a large beat and actually broke back up above that major support level from before that breakdown. We're really going to watch this 155 area for it to hold and look for a move back up towards that all-time high at the 177 zone. Above that, you have a clean breakout. A move back underneath 150 would put it back inside this range that it's been trading in since last November. So large move today, right at a key level right now, so we're going to pay very close attention to what's going on. Now, Nvidia actually had a pretty large move, and I'm going to have to look at this here on a 15-minute chart so you guys can see the after hours yesterday. Yesterday during the trading session, Nvidia was up about 5% going into earnings, dropped all the way down to 152, which if we look at this here as a new low for the year. However, with the conference call and we got to bounce back up, and it's opening today right in the middle of the range of where it traded yesterday. Now, the reason I really wanted to talk about Nvidia here is it is at a major key important level of going back quite some time. The big breakout that we had back last May happened right at this 160-ish zone, and it was trading in a range between 120 and that 160 area for a nice prolonged period of time before then. So we had a base, and then we had our big breakout. Obviously, we ran up, made new highs this year. It has been making lower highs and lower lows, so it's in a downtrend since last November. But this is a major important level for Nvidia. It was able to hold there off of earnings, and that is the zone that the bulls really want to see hold. And when we look at the semiconductors as a whole, what we have here is this 220 level going all the way back to about that 210 level. Is the major area of support for the last year, and it is still holding above this zone. So while semiconductors have been beat up this year, Nvidia has as well, that is holding on to that major support zone, and that's the area that we really want to pay very close attention to. Next up, we'll take a look at Alibaba. Alibaba's fallen all the way back down here almost to kind of that IPO low going back a number of years, right in about that 80 zone. We know we had that big bounce in March, and it had sat really on that 80 kind of level of support. It made that big bounce and it fell back down and continued to make lower highs while holding that support zone. 80 is a major key level. They put earnings out, and while they had the slowest growth they've had since IPO, it still was a beat based on what the market was expecting, and it is up about 7% here today. If you're watching this name, you definitely want to pay attention to that like 80 low zone, and really needs to get back up over 102 before we can talk about a higher high in play at all. Baidu also put earnings out. I'm going to back this chart up for you guys as well. We'll go all the way back here, and you can see Baidu, the key level in on this chart, really between that 80 and 90 zone. And so we can go all the way back now to 2010 in this zone in here, support. Again in 2020, support, and here we are testing it again. Unable to break below that zone. It's held on. Earnings was put out here, and it's up about 8-9% as well. Now the key level, the next key level in on this chart is really about that 140 zone, and you can see that as the area that held multiple times last year, and this is where we've run into trouble this year when we fell below it. So we are still kind of trapped in between that 100 and 140 resistance zone. If you get a move above that, then you can look back towards the highs of the year at 170. Those are the major levels to pay attention to here. As always, I hope you guys found this content useful. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Tedeschi at Perspective Wealth Planning, or you can reach me at 814-580-9881. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.